And I'm reminded of a time when I was at an Encourage workshop in Connecticut, and there were about 300 research administrators there. And the discussion diverged into workplace dynamics. And many of the people who volunteered information shared that their boss was toxic. And when we asked what the group was, most people had a toxic boss. They were asked, what do you do? And many of them said, we just keep out of their way until we find another job. So that's one area of teamwork that's not working. So if you would share one tip with the listeners, how you might have a tactic or a tool that you employed to deal with somebody that was toxic, that was in a leadership role that basically controlled your career.
Well, I often look at what is it that keeps them up at night? You know, they always say that's a great interview question. You know, what keeps you up at night? You know, what do you think about? And when you come to a relationship where you might have one way of doing things and a toxic other person might have a different way, I always go to them as a person to say, so tell me about yourself. Tell me about what what keeps you up at night about the job that you're doing. And you try to find out really what is the issue, because usually the instruction or the toxicity is just it's just an example, or it's an outward appearance of something else. So when you try to get to them personally, then the wall comes down and then you can have a real conversation. And sometimes you have to just start with, we're going to do it your way first, and we're going to see what the impact of that is. And maybe you'll find out that it turned out fine, and maybe you'll find out that you had an idea that there was going to be problems, and then you'll change the direction. But you definitely have to listen, and you have to get to really what the root of the problem is.
So you also are doing what Diane is doing, which is trying to understand and see it from the perspective of the individual, but you're also applying listening skills and logic to help frame any future actions. Does anyone think that actually confronting the leader and saying, hey, you've got a problem, you've got to fix this?
That's a hard no, because we don't really know where the problem exists. Like I said,
right.
That's just an outward appearance of what the real issue is, and that's what you need to get to. You need some active listening skills, okay? Because you bring something to the conversation, and you kind of need to make space for what you are perceiving to be the toxic person's opinion. So you might actually find it is pretty valid once you can tear down that toxic wall.